So I want to talk about why I think this was a good Nintendo Direct. I've seen so many comments on YouTubers' videos, and especially the comments that were playing, popped up during the Nintendo Direct when it was playing, about people being disappointed with what we got. There was lots of negative comments towards the 3DS. People wanted the 3DS to just die. They don't want Nintendo to make 3DS games anymore. But you know what? If you have a Switch and you don't want 3DS games, you're not losing anything by them announcing 3DS games. It's not hurting us or affecting us, Switch owners, in any ways, but it does affect those who do not have a Switch but have a 3DS. So for that, I'm happy, and the ports that they're getting were pretty cool. So one of the things that I did notice, and one of the things that I thought was cool about one of the 3DS games was Mario and Luigi's Bowser Inside Story, was the date, the release date for that, coming 2019. So Nintendo is definitely planning on making this system on into next year, at least some way, halfway through, at least to some point through 2019. So they do plan on supporting the system for quite a while yet, which is, I gotta say, it's gonna be good news for 3DS owners who don't have a Switch yet. And so yeah, if you haven't had a chance to play Luigi's Mansion yet, and you're a newer generation gamer and you don't have a GameCube, you're going to get to experience Luigi's Mansion in kind of a remaster. It's updated. It looked like updated graphics. It looked pretty good. I'd say you're pretty happy about that if you're not a Switch owner and you have a 3DS. So that's a really positive thing for 3DS owners. A lot of negativity about ports. People going on about ports. Too many ports for the Switch. Too many ports coming out. It's not a bad thing because ports help people who never got the chance to play those games earlier play them now on a system that is on the go. For busy people like myself, I like the ports. I really do like the ports a lot. So there's not too many negative things I have to say about them, especially when it comes to some of the bigger game ports that they have made for the Switch and are continuing to make for the Switch. So to those who are disappointed with us getting a lot of ports, I say it's more of an option for people who haven't played those yet. So it's 2 thumbs up from my book. Jumping over to the Switch, Kirby Star Allies. Cute enough and looks fun, and you can't be upset that they're referencing a lot of the older Kirbys by bringing characters from the retro Kirby games back to life. So that's a pretty cool touch. Oh, and I'm going to try to burn through these games really quickly. I don't want this video to be too long, but Okami. How could you not be happy about this? Sure, it's a port, but a lot of people, including myself, missed out on this game back in the day, and it's a cool artsy game. I've always heard great things about this game, and I totally missed out on it. But now I can play it anywhere I want. Now you've got the touchscreen to solve puzzles with. I think that's all cool. It looks like a good port to me. I'm really happy about this one. I have nothing negative to say about this game. And let's continue on. Sushi Strikers. Okay, this is one of those offbeat, quirky Nintendo games. Seriously, go back and look through the titles of the entire Nintendo library. You'll see a lot of wacky games, and this one is no exception. Though it's about building a plate of sushi and throwing it at your enemy, you have to give them credit for creativity here. Let's just say that this is a game that I never would have thought of. And in the video they showed, it looks like that you actually have to have some skill for those battles, and they also they could get pretty intense. So this game might be an actually fun one for the younger crowd, I'm sure. OMG, Project Octopath Traveler, that special edition, man, that looks so good. I'm so excited for that. They've worked hard at making changes that fans asked for by playing the demo version. They listened to the fans. And yes, you heard that correctly. They wanted to make sure to get this game right. And come on, it's Square Enix we're talking about here. It's the unrivaled king of JRPGs. This game looks amazing, and they have seemingly worked hard at bringing us a game that's both retro and modern. And I'm glad they revealed the release date for this one, as it's one of my most anticipated games of 2018. Travis Strikes Again. This is like 7 games in one. So if you're a fan of platformers, racing games, puzzles, and more, this one could be for you. I don't really see anything bad here. I've not played No More Heroes before, but it certainly can appeal to a wide audience, and fans of the original have to be happy about it. So again, no negativity yet. Dark Souls Remastered. Okay, another port of a game that I never played before. On a side note, a lot of games, especially longer games or harder games that require a lot of time and patience, that are harder to play on just, a sit down and get through a big portion of the game within an hour without having to play it for 10-15 hours. Ports like this actually mean a lot to me because I never had the chance to play them on the console. I don't have that kind of time at home with a busy life and a kid running around to be able to play. It's just too difficult. So for the people out there who do share the sentiment with me, we definitely appreciate that this is just another port, because now I can take it on the road with me and I can have the chance to sit down and play it. Mario Tennis! It's actually looking more like a baseball swing. I guess a tennis swing would be one-handed, more like that or something. I don't know. I'm not a tennis player, but I do want to play this tennis game because it's a Mario game and it's a tennis game and it looks fun. I've never played the previous Mario tennis games. It doesn't look like a crappy tennis game. This looks like a lot of fun, especially with friends. This one feels like a game you can keep going back to have fun with. Another cool title I was perfectly happy to see at this Direct. Captain Toad! Okay, so here's another Captain Toad game for the Toad fans out there who like puzzles and Mario levels and Mario characters. That's not for me, but I'm sure this game will get plenty of love. It's not super exciting, I'll give you that, but there are people who do like it, so I can't really complain about it, and it's just another game. I don't have to play it, but I have a choice now. Undertale is coming to Nintendo Switch! Now here's a game I'm very excited about it coming to the Switch. I haven't had a chance to play this one either yet, and now I can play it anywhere I want to. I'm very happy about that. I've always heard wonderful things about this game, and I can't wait to play it. Crash Bandicoot on Switch? Now here was a surprise, and it's a good surprise. I never thought I'd see the day when I saw a Crash Bandicoot game on a Nintendo system. But it's a welcomed game. Here at Nintendo, as if I worked for Nintendo, we will turn no games away on the Switch. Bring all your ports and MPs. Fans of the original will be happy about this. I know I am. Little Nightmares. Don't know why I did that. A cool looking puzzle platformer that I think I'd like to check out. I love the art style and I love puzzle platformers. These are typically games that are fun when they're done right, and this one looks done right in my opinion from the videos that I've seen. It's another worthy game for the Direct. And if you're counting, I haven't had a negative thing to say about this Direct yet. South Park: The Fractured Butthole? South Park is yet another port. But this one has been highly praised by the fans out there of the show and of the previous game. My brother loves the show and he told me this is absolutely a fantastic game. So why wouldn't I want it on the Switch where I could take it anywhere where I want to go? Yeah, it's another port. It's another port that I haven't played before, and now it's another port that I can play. And I know there's other people out there like me, and I hope that you're with me. Love you guys. Okay, so I haven't had any disappointments to this point. And the next three, I kind of feel like, I don't know if they were really a disappointment, more so than I just didn't think they were needed for the Direct. So I wasn't disappointed because they just didn't pertain to me, and I was just sitting there watching this video, and I was like, let's just go through this and get to the next thing. So, Hyrule Warriors. I'm not a huge fan of this type of game, though it is a Zelda game. This type of game is just not appealing to me. The mass rush of enemies and attack thousands of enemies on screen at once, that's just not for me. I could have honestly done without this update in the Direct. It could have been just something released on Twitter as an informational or something like that. ARMS. Ditto the Hyrule Warriors. Though I can't say that I'm not an ARMS fan because I've not played the game yet. It does look fun, and I know it has its following, and there are people who do like to play ARMS. I just felt like this ARMS announcement meant nothing to me as far as this Direct goes, and it could have also been something just released on Twitter. I know I will be checking out that demo though, because I want to play this game. It does look fun. Splatoon 2 update. Meh. Okay, Splatoon is fun and all, but I didn't really need to see 15 minutes or what felt like 15 minutes of Splatoon 2 updates at the end of this video. I know it has a ton of fans. The fans of this game are crazy about the game, it seems to be. And it is a fun game. I have played Splatoon. I do like Splatoon, but I didn't need 10 minutes or however long it was, 8 minutes or whatever of Splatoon 2 update. Just another Twitter update for this one. I'd have been totally fine with. So that's 3 things that I wasn't necessarily disappointed with, but stuff that I could have done without in the Nintendo Direct. And of course, the big event, the one thing, the one saving grace for many people for this Nintendo Direct, the reveal of Super Smash Bros. Coming to the Switch in 2018. I'll give it to you. This, hands down, that's really good news. I mean, that's something big that we've been waiting on and looking forward to hearing about, and we're getting it in 2018, most likely post E3. I'm pretty happy about this, but I hope you would think that it's not the only saving grace of the Nintendo Direct, because everything that I had mentioned, though it was ports and some 3DS games and things that you might have not been interested in, all it does is it gives us more games. It gives us more options to play. You don't have to play them if you don't want to, and if it is a port and you don't care about it, well, there's other stuff to play. But I'm really happy they did announce, give us a little taste of what I think is to come at E3. Which brings me to my next point. This was a Direct. This wasn't E3. For those expecting the big ticket items, well, you shouldn't be let down, because those big ticket items are still going to be here before you know it at E3, just around the corner in a couple of months. Any big first-party Nintendo games are obviously going to be released at the biggest video game convention of the year at E3. So, say you're disappointed at not having first-party Nintendo games or a plethora of them, to be disappointed because of that, what you shouldn't be. What you should have used this video for, in my opinion, and what you can use this video for, is to feel good about what things are to come with Nintendo. So when you go to the gym and you kind of get warmed, prime your muscles before you actually work out. Well, that's what this Direct did for me for E3. It kind of like got me primed for E3 because of all the stuff that they showed. It's like, well, what didn't they show? What do they got in store? If they had this much to show now, what do they got in store that's even bigger and better at E3? That's how I took this video, and that's how I hope you can take this video, the Direct as well now too. So the fact that we got all these games, all this information, and we still have E3 to come as well. Who else is doing that? They're so far ahead of Sony and Microsoft. Sure, they do well at their conferences or whatever. They present their first-party games and all their third-party games, and they do really well. But we generally don't get a whole lot from them for another year. Nintendo gives us 2 Directs this year. They have one in the winter, one right now, which is almost spring, but so technically maybe one in the winter, one in the spring, one in the fall, and then we got E3 in the summer. So I think they're doing way more than anybody else, and I think for that we should be happy. Even though we don't get the news that we want every single time, every single Direct, we're getting something, which is more than most are doing. This Direct was great. E3 is going to be even bigger and better. But until then, I'll leave you with this. Be happy with Nintendo. They're giving us so much more than we could have ever asked for with the Switch so far, and they're continually growing and going as fast and turning out games left and right as fast as they possibly can. And in some cases, they are listening to the fans to make these games. Thank you, Square Enix, and thank you, Nintendo. So anyways, that's my thoughts on this Direct. I think it was a good thing. I don't think it was bad at all. There's no negativity from me about it. So anyways, I'll see you again in the next video. Take care, guys. Love you.